Hello, I'm Cath and this is made by Cath Craft. Today I wanted to share 5 amazing new sewing patterns that have been released over the last few weeks, and they're all giving me lots of summer sewing inspiration. I feel like the last few weeks has been a great few weeks in terms of new pattern releases, and I can really see myself sewing up each of these patterns. So I thought it would be fun to include them all in a video and share some pictures of them and talk about my thoughts on them, and hopefully give you some inspiration too. So I'll start off with the latest release by True Bias, which is their Dara dress and jumpsuit pattern. And I do love True Bias patterns. I've made quite a few of them. I really like their style, so I'm always excited to see a new pattern release by True Bias. And the Dara dress and jumpsuit definitely did not disappoint when it was released. I'll pop a picture up of it so you can see what it looks like. It's a pattern that has 4 different views built into it. You can make it as a dress and jumpsuit in either a mini length or a maxi length. And all versions have the same bodice, which is a fitted self-line bodice with spaghetti straps. They've all got a gathered waistline and inseam pockets. There are 2 different back openings on the bodice. You can either make the Dara with a classic invisible zip, or you can make this really cool tie back detail. I'll put a picture up to show a close-up of that detail. I really love it. And the tie back detail includes an elastic back waistline and long ties. I think it's a really pretty detail. I think the overall vibe of the Dara is quite clean lines and quite classic, which is what I associate with True Bias. But I think that tie back detail gives it a bit of a modern, trendy twist. So I think it's quite a versatile pattern really. You could go for a more classic version with the invisible zipper, or you could make it a bit more current with that tie back, although I'm not sure how the tie back would work with a bra. It might not be the most bra friendly option, but the zipper option would be bra friendly, so that is built into this pattern. So it looks like a really nice pattern, and what I like about it from seeing the all of the model photos for the initial release is I think it works really well in a plain fabric and a print. The plain fabric gives it that really classic, simple look, but the print makes it quite a fun sort of item for summer too. And you can make it in lightweight woven fabrics, a whole range of lightweight woven fabrics. I think with a jumpsuit, it'll be lovely in a drapey fabric, so it'll create a really billowy shape on those sort of wide leg trousers of the jumpsuit. But it might be lovely to make the mini dress in a bit more of a structured woven fabric to give a lovely shape to that skirt. So I think it's one you could have a lot of fun with choosing fabrics. And in terms of sizing, it comes in 2 size ranges, a US 0 to 18 and a 14 to 32. So I really love the look of the Dara. I must admit, invisible zippers aren't always my favourite to sew, but I do find True Bias instructions always to be excellent. So I think if I were to sew the Dara with the invisible zip, I would be in safe hands. So yes, that is the first pattern release I really love, and definitely would like to add to my sew list, the Dara dress and jumpsuit pattern by True Bias. The next pattern that I wanted to talk about is the latest release by Chalk and Notch, which is the Ivy dress and 2-piece set. And this is a pattern that there's a lot to say about because it has got so many options built into it. I really think you can make a whole summer wardrobe out of this one pattern. I'll put a couple of pictures up, first to show one view of the dress, and then I'll put a picture up of the 2-piece set. But Chalk and Notch designed the Ivy dress and 2-piece set to be quite a breezy, relaxed summer garment or garments that has some pretty details but no fussy closures. All versions feature a scoop back and a drawstring tie around the neckline, so you can kind of adjust it like that. The dress features a waistband gathered in by elastic, and the 2-piece set features a slightly cropped top, again pulled in by elastic, and a maxi length skirt with a drawstring waistband. And there are also 3 different sleeve options built in. I'll put up the line drawing so you can see all of the many options. The 3 different sleeve options are a ruffle, tank, or a cap sleeve or a 3/4 sleeve. And the cap sleeve and 3/4 sleeve are both drawn in or gathered at the hem with some elastic again. So it's designed to be quite a floaty, relaxed dress or 2-piece set. And Chalk and Notch also recommend with a 2-piece set, you can mix and match those garments with other items in your wardrobe. So it really is a very, very versatile pattern. The size range is really good too. It comes in a size 0 to 30 with A and B and C and D cup options, so 2 different cup sizes built in. And again, like the Dara, it's designed for light to medium weight woven fabrics. I think this one would look lovely in a really nice floaty rayon fabric. But I must admit, my favourite version of the ivy that I saw from all of the photos released by Chalk or Not is a gingham version. I'll put that one up here. I think it looks so lovely in the gingham with the longer sleeve. I don't know whether I feel like I could carry that off myself. I feel like maybe it'll be a bit too much fabric on me. I think it looks gorgeous on the model. I'm just not sure about it on me, but I do love that look. So yes, it's a really, really versatile pattern because you do get a top and a skirt and a dress all in one. And I think it'll be quite a nice sew because there aren't any zips or buttons or anything like that built in. And it might be a little bit easier to fit as well with all the elastic. I think it might be a little bit more forgiving on the fit than say a more fitted bodice like the Dara I was mentioning before. So yes, I haven't made a huge amount of Chalk or Notch patterns, but I do really love the look of the ivy. It does look like a perfect pattern to sew for summer. So the next new sewing pattern I wanted to talk about is one that was only released a few days ago, but it's already becoming pretty clear that this one is going to be very, very popular within the sewing community this summer. And it is the latest release from Tilly and the Buttons, their Nell blouse and dress pattern. And I've already seen here on YouTube and over on Instagram lots of people buying the pattern and planning which version of the Nell they're going to make first and talking about different fabric options. So I can't wait to see lots of lovely Nell inspiration popping up over the next few weeks. And I have also seen a few finished Nells and they look gorgeous. I think this is a really lovely looking pattern. And I haven't actually bought a Tilly and the Buttons new pattern for quite a while. I haven't bought any of their more recent pattern releases. But this one is definitely tempting me. I really, really like the look of it. So I'll pop up a picture of the Nell dress and blouse pattern. It's a woven dress and blouse pattern, and it's another pattern that comes with quite a few different mix and match options built in. And I'm loving that about a lot of these new summer pattern releases, that they're really, really versatile. So the Nell is a woven dress and blouse pattern, and as standard it comes with a V-neck and a relaxed fit bodice with bust darts. And then from there are quite a few different options to choose from. If you make the blouse, you can either make it as a straight blouse or a peplum blouse. And then for the dress, it's a dress with a gathered skirt that you can either make in a knee length or a midi length. I really love the look of the midi length. And then there are 4 different sleeve options to choose from: a short sleeve, a bracelet length sleeve, a flutter sleeve, and a lined puffball sleeve, which looks really fun. I'll put a picture up of that one so you can see what it looks like. It's definitely a bit more of a statement sleeve, but I love how there are some more classic sleeves included as well if you don't really fancy going for the statement sleeve. And then there are 2 different closure options to the bodice. Either you can make a classic button down front for the bodice, or you can make a Ganni inspired faux tie front with hidden snaps underneath. So I love how the pattern has built in a statement sleeve and a statement front opening, but also more classic options too. So you can make it very on trend now, but also make it in years to come as a more sort of classic understated shirt dress. So yes, I really love the look of this pattern. It's designed to be made in light to medium weight woven fabrics. And again, I think I'm drawn to gingham because I love the midi length gingham version modelled by Manyi. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I also saw Tilly's own version she made for her summer holidays in a bright pillar box red with a Ganni tie front, and I thought that looked really, really lovely too, and some definite inspiration for summer. And in terms of sizing, this one comes in a UK 6 to 34, so really good size range. So yes, I'm very, very tempted to sew my own version of Nell. I think I'd probably go for the dress first, but I do love the fact you could make a cute little statement blouse out of a fun print as well. I think that would look lovely too for the Nell. So I think it is a pattern I could see myself buying and making several times over, which I think is always a sign of a really good pattern. So yes, definitely a very cool, inspiring new summer pattern release. So the next new pattern that I wanted to talk about is one that also was just released a few days ago. In fact, I think it came out the day before the Nell pattern. And the Nell pattern and this pattern have been compared quite a lot since they were both released. And there are some definite similarities between the 2 patterns, but I think there are some clear differences as well that do set the 2 patterns apart. And this pattern is the latest release from Fabric Godmother, their second pattern release, and it is their Fleur blouse and dress pattern. And I'll put a picture up so you can see what the Fleur pattern looks like. So similar to the Nell, it is a blouse and dress pattern designed for light to medium weight woven fabrics. And it also has that Ghani inspired tie front detail. Also, the Fleur is available as a peplum blouse or a dress with a gathered skirt. So quite a few similarities to the Nell, but there are also some definite differences. The first is the neckline. The Fleur has a round neckline finished with bias tape, which I always think is a lovely finish. And also the sleeve options are very different too. You can make the Fleur either as a sleeveless blouse or dress, or the other sleeve option is a puff sleeve that comes down to the elbow and then is gathered in with a little cuff. And I think the actual Fleur blouse is a more close has a more close likeness to the original Ghani blouse than the Nell does. So I think if you're looking for a real Ghani dupe, the Fleur would be a good one to go for. It looks like a really pretty pattern. I think it looks like it might be slightly more loose fitting than the Nell. I couldn't find finished garment measurements for the Nell dress to be able to check the ease, but it does look like there's a lot of ease built into the Fleur dress. So it is quite designed to be quite a relaxed, loose fitting dress or blouse. And in terms of sizing, it's available in a UK size 6 to 30 and includes B and D cup options. So yeah, I really love the look of the Fleur blouse and dress. I think if I was going to choose one of the patterns to sew myself, I think I might go for the Nell just because I prefer more of a understated sleeve. And I think the Nell sleeve is still giving that kind of more big sleeve energy, which is not always my style. But I do love the look of it too, and I think if I was going to want to recreate the Ghani blouse, I'd definitely be going for the Fleur pattern because I think it's really great. Oh, and the other thing to mention about the Fleur, which is a really useful thing to know, is the way that the bodice construction is finished. There's a secret placket underneath, which means you're not revealing anything down the front. There are no gaps where the ties are tied, so it adds a little bit more modesty there, which I think will be quite a popular feature of that pattern as well. So yes, it looks like a really lovely pattern from Fabric Godmother, and I'm looking forward to seeing lots of Fleur inspiration popping up over the next few weeks too. So the final new pattern release I wanted to share is one that's slightly different to the 4 previous patterns I've been talking about, in that it doesn't include a dress option. It has quite a different style to it, but I really like the look of it also. And it's by a pattern company that I love and I've made quite a few patterns from, which is French Navy. So a bit like True Bias, I'm always very excited to see French Navy's latest release and what they've come up with. And the latest pattern release, which was released just a few days ago, is their Circa Overalls pattern. I'll pop up a picture so you can see. So French Navy are based in South Africa, so I guess it isn't their summer release as they'll be going into winter there. But I think it's a pattern that would work all year round, depending on fabric choice and also which option you go for, because it's a jumpsuit and playsuit pattern. So French Navy described the Circa Overalls as a modern reimagining of classic workwear. And the overalls have quite a relaxed, slouchy fit with some cool details built into them. So they feature a classic button placket down the front. They've got a back yoke, angled hip pockets. And one of my favourite features is that the back of the waist has elastic built in to give it a bit of shaping there. And they also have a tapered leg, and I do quite like a tapered leg. You can also make it as a playsuit with short sleeves and sort of shorts option, or you can make it with full length sleeves and trousers, or you can mix and match any of those. I quite like the look actually as a kind of a full length jumpsuit with the short sleeves. I think that looks quite nice. And the pattern's designed to be made in a whole range of woven fabrics, so you could go for a quite nice lightweight woven fabric for a summer playsuit, or something a little bit more medium to heavyweight for a more of a sort of cosy winter jumpsuit. I do find French Navy patterns always sew up really nicely, so I think this will be a really fun pattern to sew up with all the nice sort of workwear details built into it. And in terms of sizing, French Navy are now releasing all of their new patterns in an extended size range. And I think they're also going through and updating their back catalogue of patterns to bring them into the larger size range too. So this pattern comes in sizes A to N, up to a bust of 59.5 inches. So yes, I really like the look of this pattern. I love that it's a little bit different. At the moment, with the weather here in the south of England as it is, I could just as easily see myself making the jumpsuit version is a playsuit version. I think the jumpsuit version actually might be more suitable for the weather we're having at the moment. But I do think the playsuit does look lovely when we do get a bit of sun. So yes, that is French Navy's latest pattern release. So that brings me to the end of all of these patterns that I wanted to share. So I'll make sure to link all of the patterns down below. Before I finish off this video, just in case you're wondering, I thought I'd mention briefly what I'm wearing today. I've got on a Darling Ranges dress by Megan Nielsen that I made in this really pretty art gallery chambray, which has these little flowers printed on it, and I had on little pink buttons. So that's what I'm wearing. I'll link this pattern and fabric down below as well, because I think this fabric is still available. So yes, I hope you've enjoyed hearing my thoughts on the latest pattern releases. I've really enjoyed seeing them all come out, and I can't wait to get sewing. I haven't bought any of them yet, but I don't think it'll be too long before I do. So if you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And let me know if you like the look of any of those patterns, if you've got any of them already, or what your summer sewing plans are, all in the comments down below. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you for another video again very soon. Bye!